Just give me a thumbs up, someone, please, or just let me know that you can hear me well. Welcome to the live. I'm a little bit saddened by my old YouTube channel. I had to let it go because of 2 community guideline strikes, and in the end I got shadow banned. So I'm starting a new community here. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm Susie and I help people ascend. And much love to everyone who's been here on my journey from the start. All right. So I hope you guys are doing all right in these current energetics, because there's so much shifting on the earth right now, and we have had so much solar activity. We've had X-class solar flares. The geomagnetic storms are really ramped up at the moment, my friends, okay? So you're probably feeling that, okay? I've been thrown around a little bit with that. I've been swayed, but it's such a really good thing, and I'll tell you why, okay? I'll tell you why. Because that light that's coming through the earth right now, the earth is going through this shift. So the earth is going through a pole shift every 26,000 years, okay? This is a cycle. Look at seasons and chapters, okay? This is a cycle. Hey, Tracy's sister, good to see you here. One love, good to see you, beautiful Trace. Tracy's from Canada, holding the light in Canada. And what's happening is this is a normal process, because, you've probably heard of, Lemuria, okay? Maybe you're here and you resonate with Lemuria. I know I hold a lot of ancient codes back in Lemuria, okay? Ancient civilizations that were incarnated, places like Atlantis, okay? The falling of Atlantis, what happened back then, okay? And there's a lot of fear pushed out at this time right now, because, the fear that's going out there is the end of the world. It's the end of the old era, because now we're in the age of Aquarius now, which means the era of light. Okay, that's the 5th dimension. And there's a lot of misconceptions out there about what the 5th dimension is, because people think the 5th dimension is a place that we have to travel to. And, there's a lot of folk out there in the New Age spiritual community that are talking a lot of fallacies out there. A lot of people are actually convinced that, spaceships are coming to zip us off to this new earth, to this 5th dimension. I'm here to tell you, no, that's not the case, my friend. Let me tell you, the 5th dimension is a frequency within. You see, because this earth realm that we've been living in, the 3D, okay, look at it this way, the 3D earth realm we've been living in is a real dance. Hi, Brian, good to see you, brother. It's been a minute. Hope you're holding strong. So this 3D realm that we've been in has been so dense. We've been living on the in the third dimension, the matrix, okay? The system of control, okay? It's all about control, money, power, greed, okay? We have been in shackles and chains all of this lifetime. In fact, lifetimes we've been in shackles and chains. Welcome, everyone. So good to be here. Thank you so much, guys. I love you guys so much. This is all the light coming together. You guys are all light bearers. We're all holding the light, and we're all coming together at this time. Communities all across the world now are coming together at this time, because we are beacons of light. And let me tell you more about the 5th dimension, because when you start to realize your divinity, what you really are, the light that you are, because you're spirit, my friends, okay? We're multi-dimensional beings. Okay, so you start to merge more with your spirit. You start to operate from your heart space, and this is the portal, the gateway to the 5th dimension. Understand the heart space. Hi, Rita, I love you so much. Good to speak to you, and good to speak to you last night. One love, okay? One love. You know what that's about, okay? This is a time now. We're leaving our ego behind, because the ego, that's all part of the matrix. That's all part of the old earth. Okay, you want new earth living? You want to live in the 5th dimension? We come to our heart space, and this is where we do the work. We cultivate our heart space. We cannot get around and expect to live in this 5th dimension, this beautiful realm where love, peace, and unity is going to be restored on planet Earth, if we're still operating from our ego, from a place of division and separation. So we need to be the change that we want to see in this world. We need to check ourselves. We need to look within. We got to face those shadows within. If you're walking around and you're still pointing the finger and judging people, you're not in your heart, my friend. You're in your head. You're in your ego. That needs to dissolve. So start there. Start by checking yourself. We have to look inwardly. We can't expect the whole reality externally to shift unless we're not doing the internal work. Because the thing is, okay, it's a law of resonance. Whatever vibration that we're holding within, remember this, please remember this, okay? When you come across other people in this New Age spiritual community talking nonsense, okay? Whatever frequency that we are holding within, that's the frequency that we're going to attract back to us. Okay, you guys are advanced souls here. You know about manifesting. Okay, this is the law of resonance. This is how it works. And this is karma too. So when we go inwardly and we cultivate our heart, and we're no longer operating and pointing the finger and judging this person. Who are we to judge others? Well, because they are not where we want them to be, or because this person dresses a certain way, or this person has this choice, whatever they've decided for their life. Who are we to judge others? And that's what happened with the fall of the old eras, because man self-destructed, put it that way. And you look at the world now, all this war and all this stuff that's going on. Yes, it's in divine order because we're shifting, and it has to get chaotic and hectic for it to shift. Because through great turmoil, okay, through trauma and stuff, unfortunately, but fortunately, this is where people are shaken at the core, and they are forced to look inwardly, and they're forced to look at their whole reality now and be like, shit, something's up, man. And they start looking inwardly. When you start to look inwardly, you guys remember when you started looking inwardly on your journey? Maybe you're just there now. You start looking inwardly and you start to realize, yeah, well, shadows are going to get lit because things aren't how we thought they were. Coming into this earth realm, this dense, heavy earth realm that's been all about control, money, power, and greed, and they're still doing that. So the fifth dimension, someone said the other day, we're going to get to the fifth dimension soon. That's an individual choice. Let me tell you, it's an individual choice. The moment you wake up, okay, you get to choose if you're going to live in a 5D reality because you merge with your spirit. And if you haven't already merged with your spirit, it's simple as this. Say it now, even out loud or in your head or telepathically to your spirit. It's my intention to connect to my spirit again. Because what happened was people lost touch with their spirit because of this materialistic world, this world that's so embedded and corrupted and just ingrained in the ego. So you connect to your spirit. Okay, thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that. So we connect to our spirit. As simple as that. You wake up every single day and you just take a moment before you get out of bed, before you reach for that phone. And and that your phone is better to have that on airplane mode as well. When you're sleeping, have the Wi-Fi and everything off to recalibrate your energy. So you can merge more with your spirit energetically, not this artificial energy out there. We connect with our spirit. So wake up first thing, place your hand on your heart and connect. Just take a few moments and connect. Go inward. Feel the energy of your spirit within. And you'll notice now as the amplified energy is coming through the earth right now, okay? You cannot stop the light, okay? The amplified energy coming through now, you're probably feeling vibrations, tinglings, some, maybe you're hearing even the other night I was sitting here meditating and I hear the vibration of the earth. So you're experiencing things energetically now. Things that you weren't experiencing back in the day, and it's only getting more accelerated. So we have to go inwardly. We connect with our spirit. That's the first thing, okay? All right? So we're all feeling it, right? And you connect with your spirit, and now you got to go inwardly, and you have to be vulnerable enough. You have to be brave enough. You have to be courageous enough to go inwardly and face the shadows within. Like, take accountability, okay? But don't feel bad for whatever shadows you have within you. If you're holding on to guilt, for example, shame is a big thing. Shame will block you up, my friends. Okay, these are all blocks in our chakras. You have to be brave enough to face those shadows. Yeah, maybe you're fucked up in the past. You know what? We all make mistakes in the past. But you remember this, if you're holding on to guilt still, because guilt will block you. And this is the time where we're letting go of all the density, because that's the earth is shifting. We're going to shift with the earth because it's our vibration that keeps the earth lit. I'll say that again. It's our vibration that keeps the earth lit. So can we go inwardly, face that shadow, be brave, because we're not just doing it for ourselves. When you do this work, you end up getting ripped apart, facing those shadows. Yeah, it feels fucked up sometimes, but it is what it is. You can lean into it and you're strong enough to. And you do that. You let it all go, right, Trace? You let it all go? Because you're not just doing it for you, you're doing it for your ancestors. And then you're also doing it for a whole planet. A whole planet. So when we do this work, this is sacred work. So when you're sitting there and the solar activity has been so ramped up, and I know everyone's been feeling it, people have been all over the place, people have been triggered. Man, I have had some deep, heavy stuff come up for me recently. I spent 2 days, literally, even yesterday, I rested most of the day, lit the fire, sat there, and I purged so deeply. And when you're purging and releasing the stuff, you're letting it go. Okay, that's old traumas. Okay, we're processing old traumas. Okay, and maybe you're even at that point now where you're not just doing your trauma work, you're releasing stuff that's been held from your ancestors. So me, not long ago, it wasn't even 2 weeks ago, it's been brutal on my end too. Okay, so you guys aren't alone. Okay? You're not alone, I promise you that. I was sitting in meditation, and because my bloodline had a lot of sexual trauma, okay, my son who's in spirit, if you're new here, my son Luke is in spirit, okay, Luke crossed over 7 years ago, he was 16, okay, sexual trauma, suicide, okay, so my bloodline, not just my kid, okay, myself personally, my parents, my family tree, there was so much sexual trauma. So I'm sitting there in meditation, all right, oh damn, I'm sitting in meditation, and then I had these sexual trauma energies coming up. This is all shadow. I'm brave enough because I'm not alone, because I'm connected to my spirit. And if you're not connected to your spirit at this time, this is where you're going to struggle. So the minute you wake up, it's my intention, connect to my spirit. When you cruising about your day, you're getting triggered, something's coming up for you, because this is the inner work. This is what's going to get you to the fifth dimension. You imagine you got all this backpack of all this heavy nonsense, all this stuff. We don't need to carry that. We keep dropping that. Drop it. So you are light. You're light. As the earth is shifting into a higher vibration, you are keeping up with that shift, you see? But people that are not in their hearts, they're not connected to their spirit, they're holding on to all that, all the anger, all the guilty, all the fear, all the shame. That's just heaviness. That's density. That's dense. Okay? And then you find those people are really, really struggling at this time. Yeah, you guys may be struggling a bit because you're working through the shadow, and that ain't easy work. And I have so much love and respect for you here, because that is not easy work. That's heavy work. And sometimes we got to change our day up. We got to change shit up. We got to isolate. We got to do what we got to do. I moved to the country for the last 2 years to isolate myself, to get in and really do that work, because I know what this shit's about. I'm here for this shift. And I'll help as many people shift as I can. I'll take the shackles and chains off me and my ancestors, and I'll help you take the shackles and chains off too. Okay? So don't get caught into all those 5D New Earth fallacies. The fifth dimension is coming inwardly. And what happens is when you start to let go of all that baggage, okay, that's what I was going to say before, okay? If you're holding on to guilt, look at this. You can free yourself from guilt, because where you are right now, think about your level of awareness, your consciousness that you have right now. You didn't have that level of consciousness, that awareness 6 months ago. This is how quick we're shifting, guys. You didn't even have that level of awareness 2 months ago, let alone 2 years ago, let alone 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and you're still holding on to guilt. You see what I mean? So when you can, we bring in perspective, because perspective is very, very healing. Let me tell you that. Okay? Perception has helped me heal so many parts of me. It's helped me look at things from a different lens. It's helped me, shift so much within myself, because I went through shitloads of trauma. Okay, a lot in this lifetime, a lot. Okay, so you can free yourself of the guilt. Okay, we're not perfect. No one's trying to be perfect. We're just returning back to innocence. We're returning back to purity. So let's just face the shadow. Look at all that. But the biggest thing is you got to stay in your heart as well. You can't get out there and point the finger. We have to start accepting that everyone is out where they're at. Because, here's another thing as well. There's this spiritual ego out there. This is a legit thing. There's this spiritual ego out there where people, they've had their spiritual awakening. There's different layers to your spiritual awakening. Okay, yeah, you have your spiritual awakening. You realize the corruption on this earth. That's one layer. You have another layer of your spiritual awakening where you start to realize, actually, I'm spirit. I'm spirit. Wow, I have these multidimensional abilities. I'm clairvoyant. I'm psychic. Yeah, I can work with the energy. I can work with the light. How Jesus did. Okay, Jesus walked on water. Jesus was such a powerful healer, but that's us. Okay, all that was hidden from humanity. That's when they start to bring religion in, start to confuse people, steer people off the truth, make people think, oh yeah, we need to pray and worship this God here and Allah and this person and this. Like I was raised, like my father's Lebanese and my stepdad was Israeli. So I was raised with all this Muslim ideologies, and I'm looking at a young age, I'm like, no, because I felt that. I was like, that don't feel right for me. I found my spirituality. My mum was very spiritual. I learned a lot from her growing up, but at one stage, even when I was younger, I'd look at mum and I would laugh at her. I'd tease her. I was young. I'll tease her. I'll be like, look at you, all your crystals, and you like got all these leaves around the house and rocks. And this was my attitude because I had a lot of trauma. I was very angry at a young age. Okay. So go back to your childhood. This is where the big healing takes place, my friends, okay? Go back to the childhood. That's where a lot of the traumas happen. And, you'll find now as well, I want to do another video on this, but I'll touch a little bit on it. I want to do some videos on shadow work and help you guys really get in and do some shadow work. So I'll do that in lives as well. It would be very interesting so we can share and ask questions and stuff. But I just had a brain fog moment. I'll just sit with it a moment. Because when we go through, that childhood trauma, those abandonment wounds, the neglect wounds, the sexual trauma wounds, the abuse, all that's the stuff that really clogs us up. So when we can start to love our inner child, okay, you're going to find that there's themes coming up in your life right now. For me, I've had two themes come up lately. So pay attention to the themes, because the themes and the people that are coming into your life that are triggering you, okay, you can look at it and be like, oh, F this, and run from all that. Or you can look and be like, oh, wow, thank you so much, because you've just helped me, okay, clear out some more shadows. Shadows get lit, baby. You slide up that scale of evolution. You lean into the fifth dimensional energies, because the fifth dimensional energies are here because the earth is shifting. So you got to tap into it. But how can you tap into that if you have so much baggage and you're in your head all the time? And that's why I teach a lot on the ego, you know. Themes. Okay, so for example, I love your laughter. Thanks, Tracy. I love you. So Mummy and Toby, Mummy and Toby, I don't know how to say the rest. Themes. So themes, for example, is, say for example, myself. Okay, I had some abandonment wounds from childhood, and this is the thing as well. When we heal in layers. Okay, so we work through these layers and stuff, but then you might find different stages in your life. Like me recently, I had like someone who just kept triggering me. I had two people, and one wasn't even close to me, but they kept triggering me. These were the themes, and I'm like, what's this about? I had to look inwardly, because this theme, I kept getting upset, and I'm like, shit. And I followed that. I realized that theme, it's about childhood abandonment. There's still some residual childhood abandonment wounds there I had to go and face. So when I sat there in meditation yesterday, you know what I mean? I bring that light in, and I see my little baby inner child. I see the younger version of me who went through the sexual trauma, especially because the sexual trauma is a big ass wound. So that may be a theme for you. Lots of sexual trauma energies are coming up. You're getting triggered. You're hearing about the corrupt government and all this pedophilia and all this stuff. And then you just ran into someone in, your friend or your neighbor, whoever. And then they're talking about this sexual trauma. That's a theme, right? It's all coming up in your face. It's up in your grill. It's right here. Well, I'm going to face that, because the universe is like, boom. But that's such a beautiful thing, because you're strong enough to face it. Okay, you got it? Beautiful. I'm glad you got it. All right. So when you do that inner child work, see your beautiful inner child. This is what I do, guys, legit, okay? Self-forgiveness is key. I'll touch on that in a moment, Trace, okay? So see your inner child, okay? Because we all went through it. This stuff got passed down from our parents. We don't have to hate on our parents. Yeah, we're going to have moments where our parents, where we feel resentment. We're going to have moments where we feel upset, where we feel sad with our parents, okay? But we still love them, and we don't resent them. We don't blame them, because we're looking at things from a higher lens now. We look and we're like, shit, actually, yeah, okay, look at their childhood. Look what they went through. Look what their experiences, what they went through. Have a look. See up their family tree. You don't even need to know much about your parents' family tree even, because some people don't know their family tree. But you have a look. Look at the themes. Was the parent a single parent raising how many kids? Did they live through poverty? If they're living through poverty, what happened right there then? Yeah, okay, well, shit, that means they're living in survival mode. You know what it's like to live in survival mode, guys? Because we've lived in survival mode most of our lives, okay? So that's where empathy comes in, right, Mummy? That's where empathy comes in, because it's like, okay, I have compassion now. I have compassion. I don't need to hold this anger and resentment. Allow yourself to feel the feels. Maybe just have some boundaries in place. Maybe you need to take some space. I've had to do that. Just take some space while you work through that stuff. And then you see your inner child. When your inner child is feeling raw with those abandonment wounds or whatever it is, whatever the trauma is, see your inner child, okay? I take my inner child into this sacred tree of mine. I have this big, beautiful sacred tree. It's like nearly 300 years old. And I take my inner child, okay? Not even physically. Here in meditation, I sit here right now, bang, I see my inner child. I take her hand and I sit her on my lap and I hold her and I kiss her. I see myself kissing her forehead. I kiss her heart. I hold her lower chakras. I got you, baby girl. I love you so much. This is the inner child work that I'm talking about, my friends. This is powerful work. Okay, you ain't going to get that in mainstream media. You do this work, I promise you now, your reality will be the 5D reality, because then you're no longer living in poverty. Like how many of us went through poverty as a child? We've seen other kids go, I went through that experience. I've seen other kids that had all these things, and me, the little inner child in me was like, oh, how come I don't got that? This is the little Suzanne. How come I don't have that? But I'm like, bro, But now I see things differently, okay? But the belief system stuck with that inner child. So then what happens is, remember what we hold within, okay? We bring in externally. So if you still have those poverty wounds, okay, those lack wounds, you don't have enough money, the scarcity wounds, you're still holding that energy within you and the belief system in your subconscious mind, well, then you're going to struggle living abundantly. You see what I mean? So this is the inner child work is very important. So then when you've cleared that, you've healed that, you've worked on that, yeah? You've cleared that out of your subconscious mind. You've worked on that. But then bang, you get around like that because you know that you live abundantly. You bring in gratitude. You know you live abundantly now. Actually, no, it's just an old ass belief system. That's an old earth belief system. That's a 3D matrix ass belief system, because new earth, fifth dimension, we live abundantly. And it's not about money. We don't need all this money to live abundantly. I tell you now, I promise you that. We don't need, like, I've been on this really deep, intense healing journey for many years. Since 2013, I started my dark night of the soul. And then I lost my son 7 years ago and went through all this trauma. I went and fought the justice system, and it broke me. It broke me. 2 years ago, I moved to the country on my own. No family here, no friends, nothing. And I allowed myself to get ripped apart, and I did the inner work, and I'm coming out and I'm moving. I'm ready now to move to a new location. I've got this exciting new chapter. It's making me feel a little bit overwhelmed. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm recognizing that overwhelm. That's just a part of the ego. That's just fear. That's just ego. I'm sitting with it, allowing that shit to pass through me, because we can't hold on to anything anymore. Facts, bro, facts, okay? We can't hold on to anything. This is like why I teach about the ego and non-attachment, because I can't be attached to this place. This is such a beautiful home. I've lived so luxuriously in this home. Not because I have all this money, no, because I have everything that I need. If I need food, if I need extra food, I didn't get much work. I haven't had much clients. Dark night of the soul in it. Your dark night of the soul, and you can't even get to work sometimes. Shit. Well, I can't do any work today. Oh, but universe, I need some magnesium. I've got one magnesium left. Boom. What happens? The universe will provide for me magnesium. So this is the new earth way. Abundance. Abundance will flow. Things will show up for you. Okay? Someone will come and just bring food to your door. People will give you things. Things will just happen. I promise you that. Okay? Thank you, Mummy. Thank you for condolences. We receive everything we need, Rita says. Definitely, we receive every single thing that we need. It's that belief system, it's that mind, it's that ego that keeps us stuck in those 3D grips, you see? So fifth dimensional living is abundance. Abundance flows to me. I have every single thing that I need. Look, I live so abundantly. I had food this morning. You know, I'm going to go to the gym later. I don't even have to go to the gym. I live so abundantly. I've got my own gym at the back here. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we live so abundantly. Try to have a look. Even if you're feeling so dense right now, have a look at the things you can be grateful for in your life. You know what? I have a blend of herbal tea here. Like, not even one tea. There's like 4 or 5 different teas in this cup. I have water. I have like sage going. But you look at the 3D way, that matrix way. Oh, I need all this money to go and buy all this shit just to have all these fancy ass things. For what? For what? Because it's trying to fill that void, that empty void within. But when you're fifth dimensional living, you're living in purpose now. And that's a big thing. You will start to find your purpose. What's my purpose? A lot of people going through the dark night of the soul, they're going through their healing process and they don't know their purpose. They don't know what their thing is. But it's how are you contributing to the world? That's all it is. And that just may be that you're an artist and that you're sitting there by the lake painting a picture, and then someone walks past you and looks at you and notice that you're just getting your artistic streak on, and shit, that's inspiring. That's your contribution to the world. And maybe you sell that art because, you know, that art on someone's wall is a beautiful thing that can remind them of something beautiful that puts a smile on their face. Or maybe you're a teacher like myself, or maybe you're an energy healer like myself. Maybe you're a personal trainer. We're everything in one. I'm so skill set. That's my contribution to the world. So what's your contribution to the world? Have a look, because that's when you're going to start to feel fulfilled. So when you went through that trauma, you went through this, you went through that. Yeah, now you got a backpack, not of baggage and shit, because you let all that go, but you have a backpack of wisdom and knowledge and medicinal for the earth. So yeah, you're speaking to people in your community, you're just at some random workshop, for example, and you're sharing your information, what you know, you've just helped someone. So that's just the love I'm talking about. We give service to humanity. We put that out into the world. We put our medicine out into the world. Okay? It's not about racking up the money and popularity contests now. Even one thing I learned with my old YouTube channel, guys, okay, I'm kind of glad all that happened, because everything happens for a reason. And I did have to grieve that a little bit, because I was like, I guess I was a bit attached to it, but I pulled myself up. I was like, oh, I'm attached here. But I'm grateful that happened, because after 2 community guideline strikes and then shadow banning, I thought, you know what, I'm taking my work quite seriously. So with this time round, okay, I know not to mention certain things because of censorship and stuff out there, you know. One day censorship will come to an end, okay? But it's a beautiful thing, all these events are happening around the world right now, and because it's helping people awaken, it's helping people realize, actually, nah, you know, things need to change, and the change comes from within. Okay, we can't expect changes to happen if we're not doing the inner work. Like I say, we need to be the change that we want to see in this world. So we've got to pull ourselves up, you see. So with this channel, I'll really focus on helping people, you know, do the shadow work and heal, and just teaching consciousness and awareness, because that's what it's about. It's pure awareness. And sometimes you may feel a bit confused with how to heal certain parts of your shadow. So I'll do more live streams on that. I'd love to do more videos on that, so we can get in and do the inner work, because that's where it's at. It's the inner work. You have to be brave enough, be vulnerable enough to do that. Honor yourself and love yourself enough, because, you know, maybe you've gone through this lifetime and you never really loved and honored yourself enough because of certain experiences that you've been through, you know, and that's very damaging when we go through abuse. I've been through abuse, you know. When we go through abuse, we've all been through abuse. If it's not from a partner or a family member or a parent or a sexual predator, we've been through abuse from the governments. We've been through abuse from these systems. This is abuse, okay? Well, we can come out of that and we can forgive that, okay? Another big thing as well is you're probably finding that that system out there is super highly triggering you. I'm talking that medical system, you know what that's about. You know what I mean? That justice system, you know what that's about. All of those systems. And remember this, as the earth shifts and more people are coming conscious now and operating from their heart, new systems are going to be put into place, because people are operating now from a higher frequency. So then what happens, okay? You guys are here, we're operating from a higher frequency, we're doing the work. It's a process. It's a process. And lots of communities all around the earth now. There's other teachers out there like me, other healers out there that's doing their thing. We're all coming together and we're lighting the earth up. Like I said, it's our frequency that keeps the earth lit. So then naturally, things and systems and things are going to change. Look around at the earth right now. People think it's doomsday, such a beautiful thing. I'm looking around thinking, shit, man, I don't really delve much. If I'm on YouTube, literally, I've got some background music going, or I'm just cranking beats or whatever. I barely watch videos, so no offense to anyone, you know, because I'm at that point where I'm like, you know what, I'm in my own lane. I'm so focused inwardly and realizing just my spiritual abilities. You can't even put it into words. And telepathically, I'll do another video, because I want to teach you guys how to communicate telepathically, because that's how I communicate with my son, in spirit, telepathically. Okay, it's such a beautiful thing. So this is all fifth dimensional living. Okay, so we come into our hearts, we do the inner work. Okay, we start to have more compassion and love and push that love out. And your connection to Mother Earth is the biggest thing as well right now. Stay connected to Mother Earth. Mother Earth is going through her purification process. That's why you see that there's a lot of like volcanoes, okay, and all the natural weather disasters are happening, okay, because also you have a look, okay, just recently, I think it was Saturday, we had, you know, the X-class solar flares, and then normally after X-class solar flares, normally like a few days later, that's followed by a big geomagnetic storm. So when the geomagnetic storm comes in, all right, and then I know, because, you know, you pay attention to the weather, you're connected to the earth, you listen to the birds, you pay attention, you are so in tune with shit now. You don't need the TV. You don't need all that. You don't need Stephen Burns to push out fear, because I know Stephen Burns is a geophysicist, and I'm not taking a piss out of his work, because yeah, he's a professional, that's his thing, but I still personally believe that he pushes out a lot of fear to humanity. Okay, he's pushing a lot of fear. We don't need to fear, because remember, fear is old earth. When you're connected to your spirit, you're connected to the universe. How can there be any room for fear? Sometimes fear may creep up because, oh no, I've got to leave this place now. Literally, I was saying to the universe, okay, universe, it's time for a shift. I can't, let's finish now. I finished my chapter here. I've worked with the ley lines. I've done some deep ass work. It's time to move forward from here. Literally the next week, the dude who I rent this house from, he rang me. Susie, I'm putting the house on the market. I was like, yeah, boy, let's do this. Oh shit. All right, thank you so much, universe. It happened so quickly, but I knew it was coming up. I knew. But then a couple of days after that, I started to feel this fear come in, this anxiety come in, this overwhelm. I'm just observing that. I had a couple of moments too, because I was just navigating all this shadow, a lot of shadow coming up and stuff. But I'm observing that. Okay, it's good. It's exciting though. Okay, it's time for a shift. So we have to let go. And you'll see that the universe now is redirecting, changing things up for you. I'm talking relationships, people, friends, people are coming and going. Okay? Situations are changing. We have to let go. We have to just be with the flow, surrender, completely surrender. Because that's fifth dimensional living. Yeah. I surrender now. Because destiny is destiny. What's meant to be is what's meant to be. Yeah, we manifest. We manifest away. Go ahead and manifest. Manifesting now is super powerful. That's another thing. When you're living in fifth dimensional energy, okay, you manifest so quickly. So quickly. So be careful. Watch your thoughts, okay? Watch your tongue, because we're so powerful. Because people are cursing people at this time as well, yeah? Thank you, Bryant. Surrender. Yeah, okay? People are cursing people right now as well. You know, here in Western Australia, you know, I don't know, probably elsewhere, wherever, you know, they talk about, you know, the rental crisis, okay? When I was manifesting this place for myself here 2 years ago, I had no idea what I was coming into. I knew it was going to be big work though, but I surrendered. And I put all my trust and faith into the universe. And I manifested this house. I said, I need to be right near the forest. I need to be right near the ocean. I need the fireplace and I need the bath. This is what I need. Thank you, universe. I'll have that. And this is exactly what I want to pay a week. Boom. And I manifested that. But what happened was, the universe guided me to exactly where I was meant to be. Everyone I spoke to hundreds of people. I hustled for this place. I tell you now, I spoke to everyone. Because I spoke to hundreds of people, and every single person, I promise you now, every single person said, oh no, it's impossible, Susie, you'll never get a place. You'll never get a place. It's a housing crisis. You'll watch me, because I ain't living on that third ass dimension energy. That's that old ass energy. Fifth dimensional energy, yeah, you believe in yourself. You know you're powerful. You can have whatever you want. That's abundance. Yeah, God's got my back. God, the universe, creator, whoever God is to you. Yeah, universe got my back. That's exactly what. So here I am now, in this home here. And I feel a little bit emotional because, like, oh man, I've grown so much here. I've healed so much here. I've just shifted so much here. I'm so proud of myself. I'm honoring myself so much lately. So part of my tears lately has been like, oh, it's a new chapter now. It's an exciting new chapter. Okay? So don't let anyone cast doubt into your head. Now I'm manifesting another new place. All right, let's go. Let's go with that. I reckon maybe take me less than 6 weeks this time around, because, well, I'm not even where I was 2 years ago. So take those moments to honor yourself, where you're at and how far you've come on your journeys, all my beautiful friends, okay? If there's any questions you guys want to ask, please feel free to ask any questions. If you guys have any video requests, please feel free. My smile says it all. Thanks, brother. You know, if you have any video requests, please feel free to, you know, drop them as well, because I want to do whatever I can to just help you guys shift, okay? Because that's what it's about. It's about unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, okay? We don't need any confusions and all that. This whole hijacked spiritual community out there is so corrupted and hijacked. But just look at it like this. I know it can be triggering, because I would look at some people, come across some people, and they're pushing out stuff and veering my brothers and sisters onto these dense ass timelines of confusion and you know, thinking that they have to worship someone. I need to worship Archangel Michael. I need to worship Saint Germain. I need to worship all this Metatron and all this and that. But I'm like, shit, actually no, y'all, because you're actually teaching people to hand their power away. We are so powerful. This time is about empowerment. We rise in our power. We don't need to hand our power away. We don't need no archangel, anyone, to come and scoop us off our feet and save us. As far as I'm concerned, when I was knocked on my ass, or after I lost my son, when after Luke took his life, he took the rope, I come home, I found him. No one saved me. I rose above. I connected to my spirit. I said, help me then. If this is what I was meant to be, my son had to go back home to spirit now. If this is what I was meant to be, well, let's do this then. And it's been fucking hard work. Excuse my French. It's been hard work, but I put in the work. I'm testimonial. Hi, Laurie. You didn't get notified? Sorry, you didn't get notified. Have you guys been getting notified? I want to know this, actually, since I started a new channel, because the last channel was shonky with all that shadow ban. Have you guys been getting notified with my videos, my shorts and my full videos? Please let me know. So yeah, I'm testimonial. I can sit here and say that, yeah, I know how to, okay, that's good, Brian, thank you. I can sit here and say, yeah, okay, because I've done the work. I'm still doing the inner work. I'm not perfect. I haven't walked on water yet, but when I'm here, when I'm floating and I'm like, woo, walking on the water, I'm going to do a video and I'll show you guys. I'll be like, yeah, I made it. to the walking on the water business. And I'll show you how too. That's what's up. Rita, haven't been getting my notifications. Tracy, notification is flashing on my screen. Yeah, I don't get YouTube's just been weird. It's been glitching and doing all sorts of weird glitchy stuff lately as well. So I hope I cleared up a bit of confusion there with the 5D New Earth, because that's one thing as well. Like this, just it comes up so much, you know. People are channeling. We all have the ability to channel. Be very careful if you choose to channel. If you don't know what channeling is, it pretty much means that you're a conduit, because we're conduits, you're light, and then you're bringing in information. You're receiving information from who? Oh, you think you're receiving information from Archangel Michael, perhaps? Do you know how many entities tried to make me think that it was my son Luke communicating with me, showing me pictures of Luke and stuff, telling me things? I was like, fuck no. So you have to learn to have spiritual discernment at this time. Your higher self, please assist me to have spiritual discernment. When you are sharp, when you're present, when you are focused, you are present, you're aware of your surroundings, you know what's going down, you can feel your energy in, you can feel energy without. Yeah, that's when your intuition gets stronger and sharper. Like I said, remember, it's like a muscle. The more you train, the stronger that shit's going to get. Right. Spiritual discernment as well. So you're paying attention, you start to see. There's a lot of imposter spirits out there. A lot of imposter spirits. So people are channeling this person and channeling aliens, and that is very dangerous, because then you're giving them access to your energy field. You're giving them access to your body. Yeah, one love, guys, one love. Okay. Pura Vida. What does Pura Vida mean? Sounds a vibe though. So be very careful with channeling. Okay. Even like automatic writing. You guys heard of automatic writing, where you sit there and then bang, you just drop in, and like bang, you just start writing because something's channeling through. It may not necessarily be your spirit that you're channeling through, because I did this in the past as well. I'm thinking, nah, man, I put that pen down. This is shonky here. So, like I say, just go straight to your spirit, straight to source. You cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong. Seriously, I wish you could see this. It's been flashing the whole stream. What, the notification? Yeah, it's making a point. Rainbow Warriors in town. I don't know. YouTube's a bit weird, because like I'll get a notification as well. I'm so sorry to, one of our brothers here in our tribe, he goes under the name of See You in 5D. I'm so sorry, brother, when you see this, because I called you sis the other day, because the notification comes up. This is what happens, Trace, okay? Notification will come up with Tracy, for example. It will come up with your face, okay, your picture, and it will have a message that will say that Jenny La wrote. And I look at it and I'm like, I reply, but unless I don't go into the app and reply. So that's what happened with See You in 5D, because it come up as if it was Tracy, but it wasn't Tracy, it was another woman on our tribe. And I was like, I wrote my message, but said sis instead of bro. So See You in 5D, I'm sorry, brother. Okay, blame YouTube for that. So yeah, and don't worry, because you know the earth isn't ending. Good things are coming for humanity, and it's about time, because we have suffered so much. We have suffered. So stay connected to your spirit and stay focused. Get out there. Okay, train. Eat correctly. When you're getting smacked around by those energies, place your hand on your heart. Feel my energy with you. I'm a powerful healer, and so are you. Tap into my energy of my channel. When you're feeling stuck, okay, connect to your spirit. Call your ancestors. When you are on the floor and you're being ripped apart, remember this one thing: you're being purified. Remember that. When you are being ripped apart, remember that you're not alone. Your ancestors are all around you. A fleet of angelic light is all around you. You come here to prosper. We ain't going backwards. Don't feel that you're going backwards. You're always making progress. When you feel you've healed this part of you, yeah, well, actually, there's layers. You may heal this part of you, but then now you're stronger now. And now you have a higher state of awareness and consciousness to deal with another layer of that. So then once you work through that layer, you're stronger and you can get in deeper. And then now your awareness of that is like, well, shit, I look at this from a different perspective right now, and I ain't even going to be angry at the person who hurt my child anymore. That's huge for me. I'm not even going to be angry anymore and hate this person. I never hated anyone. I never hated anyone in my life. Even my father, okay? Like I had abandonment wounds come up recently. Me and my father, we never really had a relationship. I grew up without my father. I met him when I was older, and it was just kind of like scattered calls over the years. I just realised he was toxic, so I thought, no, I'm going to snip those cords and set myself free. I never hated him. People would be like, oh, yeah, but he's this and that. Yeah, he's caught up in some, let's just say, very low vibrational ways, and I don't agree with his ways because his ways are just not good. But I never hated him. And then after I lost my son, and this was only early days, within those first few days, because he lived in a different state, he was on the phone to me and he said to me, well, I hate you and you hate me. And it was so hurtful for me at the time. Like, it made my heart cry because I just lost my son and my father told me this. I was like, shit. I mean, as fucked up as it was, I never hated you, bro. I'm thinking. So, but that's what I mean. As hurtful as it is, and the things that we go through, we have to face those shadows and do the healing work. And then when you sit here and you're meditating, you're not just getting ripped apart and going through the shadow. There's times where you're meditating and you're connected to the Lemurian energy, the New Earth energies. You're connected to the earth. You feel Mother Earth. Literally, Mother Earth is my mum. She's your mum. You feel Mother Earth hold you and cradle you. You feel the tree. You sit there. You see yourself with the tree. You feel the tree energy holding you. You feel your people in spirit. You feel them holding you and nurturing you. I sit there, get ripped apart. I see my Lukey. He comes up and he puts the blanket on me. I can see spirit. I can experience spirit. Yeah, because shadows are getting lit at this time. I can cry right now because I look back at my own journey, like how far I've traveled, and it's an honor for me to be able to just share this medicine with the world. Because what? That's what I mean. We don't go through everything for nothing. Okay? We go through it all to help the next person heal, to help the next person see the light. And you've lived in darkness. We've lived in darkness most of our lives. Now it's time to see the light. But remember, you are the light. Come in. Connect with your internal light. The truth will set you free. Shackles and chains coming off, my beautiful friends. I'm going to the gym soon and training legs. So I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I'm going to finish my herbal tea. You know what my pre-workout is? Spirulina. I'll show you. All right. This is my pre-workout before I go to the gym. Woo. Is spirulina. So spirulina is the algae, blue-green algae. And this is a vibe. And this here will, it's got chlorella in it, so it'll pull. It's good for detoxing. It'll pull toxins out of your system. So that's what I had before the workout, before my workout. Because we don't need to have pre-workout, all that stuff with toxic chemicals. Stay au naturel and your body will flourish. Laurie, the birds have been acting crazy today. Anybody else notice? You know what? This morning I woke up. I slept in today because all this purging lately. Wow, I was purging a half. That was huge. But then you wake up, you feel lighter. I woke up this morning, I slept in a bit. I woke up at maybe, I don't know, 7:30 a.m. That was sleeping for me. And it was like thunder, like real loud thunder. Like, shit, I love a good storm. It didn't last long. It's all calm now. I can hear it a little bit. Can you hear it? And I was like, well, yeah, because we just had all that geomagnetic activity and we got this thunder. I got excited because I thought, yes, I love a good thunderstorm. But it's amazing when you just pay attention, hey. Every day's exciting. The birds have been acting crazy today. Anybody else notice? Absolutely love spending time with you, sister. Oh, I love you. I love spending time with you too, Tracy. Oh, I love you, Rita, so much. Good chat. And I'll chat with you after, Rita. Brian, thank you. One love to you too. Thank you for being here. Big love to all you guys all around the earth. Thank you so much for being here. Please get out there, spread the love and light. Please hit the like button and share my content if you can, and just get my content out there. The more love that we can spread out into the world, keep your energy lit, keep your frequency lit, okay? Eat correctly, look after your vessel. Your body is your vessel, your temple, okay? And the cleaner your body can be, you do the right things, okay? It's going to be easier for you to embody your spirit, okay? It's going to be easier. You're an energy healer. We're all energy healers. We can heal ourselves. We don't need this med bed either, this med bed business. We are the med bed. I'm laying there and I'm bringing the light in me. I'm working that light. So the cleaner your body is, the better, the easier it's going to be to work with the light energy as well. So you've got X-Class Solar Flare, bang. You know, on the weekend we had the X-Class Solar Flare. Me, I had nothing on. I got back from the gym, I think, or something like that. I was like, yeah, well, I'm jumping straight into that shit. I dropped into a meditation. I'll bring that X-Class through me, baby. Bring it in. Bring it in. Oh, next day I was purging. 2 days purging. That's what I'm saying. Work with the light. We are the light. Victory of the light. One love, beautiful friends. See you all soon. Love you, Laurie. Love you so much, Laurie. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, sister. 144, Brian. Jenny, la la la. I love your name, la la la. Thank you. Have fun at the gym. I will. Thank you. I'm training legs, Bulgarian split squats, hip thrusts, plie squats, bit of ab work. I'm gonna be vibing. I hope the thunder gets loud though, because I want to hear it. Like I want a big, good thunderstorm. Awesome. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Leg day. Brian, get onto it. One love, guys. See you soon. Okay. Lots of love. Stay blessed. Stay in the light. See you soon.